Hey guys, Zomfox here, and today it is time to open my Upper Deck E-Pack order of 2024 Upper Deck UFL cards. Now, I mentioned this in streams a little while ago, probably about like a month ago because it took about a month to get here, where I finally shipped most, not all, most of my cards from the 2024 UFL Upper Deck set. Now, of course, this set came out exclusively on E-Pack. You get boxes, packs, cases on E-Pack, get autographs, numbered cards, and all that. But you'd have to ship them to yourself if you wanted to get them physically, and it takes a while. Now, again, the base cards and gold cards were not available to be gotten physically, but everything else was. So, I finally have it. As you can see here, I have the BCW box from it. Not going to show the front, not going to leak stuff. So, I'm going to open this box up, but before I open it, I'm going to show the two cards that I have gotten that are not from that order. Now, I got this Breland Speaks white parallel from Tisdale, of course, on Twitter, around the channel, all that. He did multiple giveaways of cards, and that was one that I ended up getting from him. And the other card, and this is the bigger one I got, was a Trey Quinn magenta plate, 1 of 1. Got this one on eBay. There was a couple other plates that were up for sale, but this is the one I ended up actually buying and winning. So that's a pretty good one. Now, before we get into this, in case the setup looks a bit weird, this is the first time I'm doing this, I guess, kind of correctly. Very hard to do this with how my stuff is set up and all that, having to actually use my phone to record one thing and my camera to record the other thing. So while on the camera, we're going to be opening this. Of course, I'm not trying to leak anything, but let me just open this up real quick. This is going to have a little over, I think, 70-ish cards in it, all things considered. I know pretty much everything that's in here off the top of my head, I believe. There might be like one card I'm forgetting. Or like there's probably a couple of cards I'm forgetting that I ended up getting in this, but most of it is from a couple of teams, so let's get this open. So here on this part, we'll show just kind of how it looks in there, so I got to pull this all up. But we got a stack of cards in this, put this onto the side, then open this little box up. So it looks like they put all of the cards together outside of that one little package. There's a couple in there, a couple of things fell off, is what it is. So here is the other box. This is a 100 count storage box, so this is going to have most of the cards in it. So let's put it right over here now, and let's try to get this thing open. Again, never gotten orders from E-Pack physically, so there it is, and beautiful. Look at all those cards in there. So get some of this out of there. Gonna have to clean up afterwards, obviously. Hate when they do things like this, but it kind of is what it is. Now, I will say the Upper Deck E-Pack experience, the one thing I did not like about it is the fact that shipping was a lot, considering what this is. Considering this is just a bunch of, it's not like I'm getting a bunch of, $100 cards or anything. Shipping ended up being a pretty decent amount, all things considered. Roughly, I believe it was like 25 cents per card that you shipped. Something like that. So this ended up being like a little over $20 to ship, which I think is insane. So here is our stack of cards right there on the side, as you can see. So let's just get started. Now, I did accidentally ship another physical one to myself. This is the Breland Speaks white card. Did not mean to ship a second one to myself, but mistakes were made. And then we have the Case Cookus white parallel. As you can probably guess, you can kind of see where this is going on. And of course, this little thing, the little paper, is each card. And now we get one of the bigger ones. We have the Jake Bates exclusive. So yes, Jake Bates never had any NFL cards, of course, before his season at the line. So this is a pretty big one to get. This is the exclusives out of 100. As you can see, it is numbered 72 of 100. This was definitely one of the bigger cards to get. I want to get a high gloss. Spoiler alert, the high gloss is not going to be in this. So let me move this a little bit over here. And then we have a card that I was very happy to get, the Frank Gidna autograph. This is one that took a while to get, trying to get the autograph Panther set. Was finally able to get this one, and definitely love having this in the collection. I would need to get some of the AAF cards of him. Of course, he does have, the AAF cards of the fleet. Would like to get some of those at some point. Then we have an Alex Millette white. And before you try and say anything, yes, I have the entire white set in this stack. All 50 cards of that white set, which you'll love to see. Then we have another exclusives. This time we have Frank the Tank himself, Frank Gidna. Another exclusives out of 100, 59 of 100, with the numbering being in red. Again, love to see this, getting the exclusive set for the Panthers. I wanted to try and get the entire Panthers team set as much as I could. Obviously, the 101s. Somebody did post a Breland Speaks Black 101 on Reddit, so definitely not getting that one because he's keeping it. But we got the Avery Genesee white, again, another white card right there. And then we have another couple of whites coming up. This time we have the John Lovett white parallel. Going to have to reorganize all these, put these in a binder. I don't know exactly where I'm going to put Panthers cards, but all these other ones definitely going, where in the binder. Jay Adams, white parallel, again, great player. Have had a really good beginning of the season, and the rest hasn't been nearly as dominant. Now we have one of the other bigger cards. I see a huge one coming up. So this is a blue Deshaun White. For those of you who have not been to e-pack, the base cards and golds, like I said, you cannot get those physically. But if you get 10 of each base card, you can redeem them for a blue like this one, which you can then transfer. Now, if you get 5 of these, you can get the red parallel. I don't believe I have any of those in here, but I got 1 blue of every Panther, so this is Deshaun White. They are not numbered, but again, it is a really good parallel to have if you're able to get them, mainly for the players you like. And here's one of the biggest cards in here. Said I couldn't get the 1-1 because it got pulled, I believe. How about the Breland Speaks High Gloss? Yes, I got one of the high glosses of Breland Speaks. Those of you who don't know Upper Deck, out of 10. The high glosses are huge cards, especially in hockey. Getting the high glosses Speaks was a big deal. This is one of the 2 cards I was really hoping to get. Obviously, I'm not expecting to get the 1-on-1s, but the high glosses, obviously, Speaks and Gindner were the 2 I really was hoping to get, so loved getting that one. Now back to some of these whites. We've got the Darius Victor white. Again, hasn't played this season, hasn't been signed to any team. At this point, kind of don't expect to see him get signed somewhere, but who knows. Vic Beasley white, another white card right there. And we have another exclusives coming up. This time it is going to be Kai Nakua out of 100, of course. The guy who was the favorite to win DPOY for most of last year until Speaks ended up taking it at the end of the season. This one is 64 out of 100, another exclusives for the Panthers. Now you have another white, this time Steven Gonzalez of the St. Louis Battlehawks in the white. Another blue parallel, this time of Trey Quinn, who of course is no longer with the team after he retired, but Trey Quinn, another really solid blue to get there for the Panthers team set. Then we have another couple of whites coming up. This time we have Jonathan Payton, again, or Javante Payton, great receiver for the Renegades. Another white here, going would be Amari Rogers of the Birmingham Stallions. And we're getting another autograph here, and this time it is going to be Breland Speaks of the Michigan Panthers. Obviously love having that card, getting an autograph of the 2 of them. Getting both him and Gindner was great for me. I loved getting both of them. Brad Wing white. Another white here. And we got a few whites coming up. We got Trey Quinn. Again, this is the white parallel. So you can see the bit of the difference right there next to each other on the white versus the blue. Again, it's a shame the golds weren't available because those were really nice looking parallels. But at least we get one of them in the white parallel. But yeah, because the whites were roughly 1 in every 2 packs. They said it was basically like 1 in every 1.5 packs. So Michael Joseph is the next white. Then we have A.J. McCarron himself, the quarterback that is no longer with the team. And then we have another exclusives coming up. This time we have Breland Speaks. Again, we have the high gloss, and we have this one. This is also out of 100, 92 out of 100. So let me pull up that one real quick to get the comparison to the 3. Again, the autographs are of the base set, so they're just exactly what the base set looks like. I'm trying to hold these in my hands in a good way. So here is kind of your 3 real parallels right now. I know, terrible angle, my apologies, but high gloss, exclusives, and then your base. And then obviously I will have the blue later on in this video as well. I don't know when it is. Again, this stack I just opened it. I got this like about a week ago, but finally recording it. Davin Bellamy white. Base set was a 50 card base set, by the way, as well. Francis Bernard. And at the time, you could redeem the whites for an autographed plate, and by redeem I mean you would still keep them, but they'd be you get an autographed plate. I wasn't able to get any of those Deshaun White. Just never ended up working out to where I could get them based on when I opened it, how much I opened it, what I was trying to get. How about another high gloss? E.J. Perry high gloss, of course, now on the 2nd string for the Showboats, but was of course a Panthers legend for what he did. 4 of 10. I did not see the numbering, so that is the jersey number parallel. Everybody likes to make a big deal of the first and last serial number. The only one that I think really matters is the jersey number parallel. So love to see that 4 of 10 jersey number parallel for E.J. Perry. We will gladly take that. Now back to some more whites. Cody Latimer, of course, now a coach on the Brahmas. No longer playing for them. Frank the Tank Gindner white right there. How about a really nice blue? We have a Jake Bates blue parallel. Again, huge cards for the Panthers. Jake Bates, this is what should be considered his true rookie card, arguably, but love to see it. And then more Jake Bates. We got the white this time. Great card right there to have. Then we have the Malik Fisher white. And we have another high gloss coming up here which we love to see. And this time it is going to be Deshaun White on the high gloss. This one is 9 of 10. So another big high gloss. That is the third, I believe. Again, I did not remember exactly how many I got, but yes, that is the third Panthers high gloss we have there. Considering those are out of 10, getting as many as I can is great to see. Matt Colburn on the blue. Again, you got 10 base to make a blue, so another one right there. Matt Colburn white. Donald Payne white. A Joe Wallace white, getting on this little run of whites. DJ Daniel white. And then we have the Mark Gilbert white. And then the Breland Speaks blue. Now, I don't remember exactly who they are, but I believe it's Speaks, Bates, and there's one other I am relatively close to getting a red on. Again, you have to get 5 of those blues. Reed Sinnett white. But obviously, if you're not opening packs, it's kind of hard to do it. So I might not be able to get it done, but who knows. Matt Colburn autograph, and back to getting another autograph here. This time it's the running back. Hate to see that he is on the IR, obviously, when he got hurt. Ian Colburn, great player. Hope that he comes back, but I don't know exactly how long he's going to be out. Then Jay Sternberger white right there. Another blue here. This time E.J. Perry on the blue. And then we have another white with Darius Shepard. Back to the exclusives. Here we go with the Trey Quinn exclusives. This one is 31 of 100. Again, another exclusives for the set, for the Panthers set. I believe I got the entire Panthers exclusive set, but I might have been missing one. Again, I don't remember exactly off the top of my head. How about a Jordan Teamu white right there? Then we have another couple of whites coming up. We have Ajeen Harris, the guy right now who many people think is the DPOY. Then we have Carlos Davis on the white. Hakeem Butler on the white there. Sal Cannella on the white. Good old tight end of the Renegades. E.J. Perry white. Vontae Diggs white. Mark Thompson on the white. Justin Hall on the white. Again, going on the run of whites. We still got some more non-whites on here. Peter white. Keava Tizino white. Kai Nakua white. And then we got the Kai Nakua autograph right behind him. Again, love getting those, getting the Panthers to see it. I believe I missed one, maybe 2 autographs. I didn't get the Trey Quinn autograph yet. I think it might be one of them missing. But I haven't gotten the green parallels. In case you don't know, there's also green parallels they added later on. Marquette King white. Another blue, this time of Kai Nakua. Again, the blue for the Panthers. Love to see that. I also hope I sent all 50 white parallels because I thought I got rid of the Speaks in this order to keep it on my online profile. So hopefully I didn't accidentally take off a different white and then I'm going to have to ship that later on. Because again, Toby Johnson white. Because as I mentioned before, there was the Panthers game dated moments where I did pull the silver of DJ Miller, I believe, off the top of my head. Might be forgetting it, but I believe it was DJ Miller, where I actually pulled the silver parallel. So that will be shipped to me in my next physical order, whenever that is. John Trey Kirkland on the white. So if I did leave one in there, I'll just get it then. Adrian Martinez on the white. Delonte Scott on the white. Have another blue coming up, another couple of blues actually. We have a Frank Gidna blue, and it looks like I did make a mistake on my order there, as I accidentally sent myself a second Kai Nakua blue. That is not good. I have to check and make sure I didn't mess that up. If so, then that sucks. Maybe I can trade with somebody, because the blues, when you accidentally send an extra one, definitely hurt. Teron Vincent on the white. Again, a lot of this is the EPAC way it's formatted. I'm not a fan of it at all. But yeah, Jacob Sales on the white. Luis Perez on the white. And then we have the exclusives of E.J. Perry. This one is out of 58. So that marks all of those cards. It's still not everything. I still have the one other little thing. I'm just checking off the blues right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blues, but one of them is a duplicate. I hope I didn't mess anything up, but we've got this right here. This is the big one in here. I believe this should just be one card in here, and this is the big one. So let's get this one opened up. This is the classic thing that people joke about if you're a card collector. You never open something. You never open something off camera. I opened one random pack. I got the Breland Speaks PETA dual autograph. This is out of 25. Let me find this opening, get this open. This, of all the dual autographs, was the one I wanted the most because of the fact that this is, because there's also one kind of cool on it, which just doesn't make too much sense. This is where you have two great pass rushers. No, Pete is technically linebacker. We have two great pass rushers on here. So massive one to get. And this is going to be 2 of 25 on the dual autograph. Again, I pulled this one on a regular pack, not from any of the boxes, but a regular pack that I didn't get on camera. So, of course, that was a huge pull to get. So, again, overall, I got to check this stuff afterwards, make sure I didn't accidentally send another thing wrong, make sure I didn't accidentally miss a white. Hopefully, I didn't send 2 blues. I just accidentally made a mistake there, but I think, sadly, that it is what it is, which does suck, but you know what? You can always try and trade it or something, so we'll see about that one. But overall, again, this was the order that I got from Upper Deck e-Pack. Very fun opening on e-Pack and stuff like that, but the issue is obviously like the transfer stuff. It takes so long to get cards back from e-Pack, unless because you're already spending a ton of money to get the stuff shipped back to you because you have to pay for every single penny sleeve for some stupid reason. So it already costs a ton in that aspect. You're just spending extra. So like if you were to get one box of cards and then you were to ship the cards you want to get physical, it would cost you like an extra like $15, $10. So that's the thing that really sucked. If you want to get quicker delivery, you got to spend like a ton extra. This was the cheapest method, but it did take almost a full month to get. But overall, I'm going to try to complete some of these sets. Again, try to make sure I have every exclusives. I believe I might be missing a couple. Try to get as many high glosses as I can. Again, overall, right, when you look at this, we've got the Deshaun White, AJ Perry, and Speaks high gloss. We got 3 high gloss right there for the Panthers set, which is great to see. Then I have the 1/1/1 plate from earlier that I showed, so some fun stuff. But overall, that'll do it. This has been ZomFox. Again, I'll have the link in the description to Upper Deck e-Pack and this exact product if you do want to open them and all that. Again, look out for the Game Dated Moments stuff because there will be packs you can open there where you get like a 1 in 10 shot at the silver, 1 in 25 of gold. And sometimes you pull the gold, you might be the only guy to have that gold. So it might be a de facto 1/1 in a sense. Again, be on the lookout for the Game Picks video coming out probably tomorrow. I'm probably posting this on Thursday. And think about becoming a community member. And as always, guys, have a great night.